Since you believe the Quran is God's word, you must believe what the Quran says about the Bible. The Quran says that one of the arguments for the veracity of Muhammad, he confirms the scriptures that you have. Verse after verse after verse, Muhammad is saying to the Jews and Christians, you should believe in this Quran because it confirms what's with you. It verifies that what you have is true. So why don't you believe in me? Because that's the problem. You just said, what we have is true, and then we look at your Quran and it contradicts what we have. Therefore, you're a liar. But if then they come back and tell me the Bible's corrupt, that means you know more than the Quran, because the Quran says it's not corrupt. So either Muhammad didn't know what he's talking about, or you don't know what you're talking about. But either way, you can't stay Muslim. So I bring Muhammad. Anyone reading the Islamic sources, admit there were variant Arabic Qurans at the time of Muhammad's companions. Centuries later, when Muhammad died, his companions were writing down the Quran that they learned directly from him, and they were contradictory and in conflict to the point that the Muslims almost came to blows because they were accusing one another of corrupting the Quran. That's how bad the differences were.
They had different, like various Qurans had different amounts of chapters, different amounts
Yes,
of
Muhammad is reported to have said, learn the Quran from 4 men. 2 of the men that he mentioned by name, Abdullah ibn Masud, and another one was Ubay bin Ka'b. They learned the Quran directly from Muhammad. They could not agree as to the number of verses of each chapter or how many chapters. Yes. Abdullah bin Masud only had 111 chapters. The Quran today has 114 chapters. Ubay bin Ka'b had 116 chapters. So now, which is it? Did Muhammad claim that Allah sent down 111 chapter surahs? Is it 114 or 116? They couldn't agree. Not only that, but even the chapters themselves were at variance, so that the people that learned the Quran from Ubay bin Ka'b were reciting verses that the group that learned it from Abdullah ibn Masud had never heard, and vice versa. So they said, hey, you've been corrupting the Quran, and they almost killed each other.
And didn't Aisha, the child bride, she said that the goat came in and ate
one of the sheets of the Quran that had, this one is hilarious. This isn't
breastfeeding and stoning.
Aisha mentions that there was a sheet, and that sheet, it contained the stoning verse, because according to the Sunni sources, Allah Azza wa Jal sent down the verse of stoning adulterers, but it's not found in the present Quran. So if you ask the Muslim, where is the command to stone adulterers? In the Quran, it's not there. But their own sources say it was part of the book. It should be there, but it disappeared.